we're gonna start off today replicating pretty much what we did last time, and I think it might be the third time for doing this. I don't know if I filmed it the first time or not, but so it's a relatively new area. We're right next to the pheasant pen here. I'm gonna go right into this cattail cover here to make the retrieves, and what we're doing is we're just extending or building on the idea of creating some type of a pattern with her when it comes to memories. So there's gonna be a spot here where she's gonna find it. We're gonna end up setting it up as a double back there. I can't remember if it was last time or if it was the time before that we ran into the issue with the distance. So we kind of shrunk it up a little bit, simplified it, made it a little easier for her, and found success. I'll probably do that again today. A little bit shorter than what I really want to do, with the intentions of make sure we get success. Today I'd like to run this a little cleaner, not necessarily have to reset. I don't think when we set up something new, especially in a new area, I don't expect her to just ace it every single time without an issue. I think it's a fine line of figuring out how much new and how much additional, whether it be distance, time, complexity, distraction, whatever it is. You don't add so much that you know that they're going to fail. I don't think you make it so easy that it's not a challenge. I think it's a fine line of somewhere in between. So her energy is high, the pheasants are walking around in the pen. This is just another extension of beyond watching where she is with this distraction of live birds. I just got done posting, so this will give you a little bit of an idea of how far behind we are as far as posting to when we film. But I just got done posting within the last week. Her first, and one of the lessons that we did, where all we did was heel work next to the pheasant pen because she had such a hard time getting past the idea of wanting to be chasing these birds and ignoring me, basically. So today we're off lead with it. We're going to be making retrieves with it. So if you look at it that way, in a relatively short period of time, just several weeks, I guess, maybe up to, I guess it's maybe 2 months ago. So in a matter of 6 to 8 weeks, we've gone from having her just struggle to be able to be even off lead next to birds to now she's making retrieves at great distances. We're adding complexity with doubles. So if you look at it that way, boy, we have gone a long ways in a relatively short period of time. But it's just adding slowly. A couple sessions ago, we made the first retrieve here. Now, and it was before the pen. Now we're going beyond the pen, and now we're going to do multiple layers of complexity beyond it. So, and then from here we're going to do this, and then we're going to go over and we're going to extend into that laddering. I don't want to promote shopping. But my objective and goal with that is to extend her line through the cover and go back to the same spot multiple times. And eventually we're probably going to use this area to do the same thing, get the same benefit of the idea of sending her for multiple retrieves. So eventually we'll probably put 2 or 3 of them in this area and send her for them. But before we do that, we're simplifying it over there, and then we'll take it and master it over there, and then we'll bring it over here and we'll punch it into a new setting. So it's just the overview of the bigger picture goals with some of the stuff that we're looking at doing and improving on. And it's because before we jumped ahead a little bit, we ran some drills over there and she struggled with them, and I went, okay, how can I fix each step in it first to be able to then put it back together and plug it into lots of different spots. So we're going to start in here. We'll start out with pitching one dummy up into the cover. It's a different dummy today. That's the hide wrapped bumper. Watch. Watch. That wasn't a very good focus, so I'm going to take a step forward. Sit, sit, watch, heel. There it was. Ears perked up. She dialed in. She sat real attentive. Now we move on. This is the first one of the day. Her energy is high. Her pace is fast. I've got her on lead. And my pace is going to be slow. So we're just countering what she wants to do, speed-wise. That nose is really working down. I want to get that nose up. I don't want her paying attention to sniffing everything around. I want on her mind right now the idea of, I just saw a dummy get thrown out. I got to remember where it is and go back and get it. Now, part of the reason she's going to be able to do it is because, especially as we go here day after day, we're really wearing a path into the snow. That's not a problem. It's making it easier on her. But the idea is we're doing it in the same spot with a relatively similar pattern to the setup. And hopefully we just continue to build off of that and find success, and then we can add some more to it as we go. So this time, instead of going about 1/3 of the way, we're going to go about halfway. We are going to add just a little bit of distance to it. It's just a single dummy out there. It's all she's got to remember. So could she make it all the way back there to it? Yeah, probably. I'm going to make sure she can. We're going to do it halfway to start out with. We'll send her almost the whole way. If she does this real well, we'll do that next. But again, this is chopping this drill up into small pieces. Watch. Bella. Because she took the line so well, I am going to back up this time and add some distance to it. She's got to go right past those birds. The birds flap a little bit when she goes past them. That's perfect. Good girl. I add the distance on the return this time. So her delivery is going to be a lot longer than the send. Good girl. Come on. Come on. Good girl. Footing's a little treacherous. Kind of a crusty snow. Hold. Hold. Very good. I like how she comes right to the front. Hold. Good girl. Did. Again, new object. We don't use the hide. Sit. We don't use the hide wrapped dummy that often. Good. Heel. This time I'm going to set this one up into the cover. You can tell we've gone to letting her just wear that adjustable leader collar. So she technically is off lead right now. She's still wearing that collar and still feels the weight of it. I still have the ability, if I need to just get down here and get a hold of it. This time we're going to push into kind of this brush. The objective with this and the value, oh, again, I should air her out a little better before we come out. Poor thing. She's going to feel better now. Heel, heel, heel. The objective with this one is pushing into cover. Again, I'll use the same dummy. I got to be careful in here. All this brush and stuff that's hanging down. I am adding a little bit of distance to where we actually stop. I'm not walking through this last stretch of cover. Bump her off of me. Good. Watch. Heel. Heel her off. Again, this has come over a period of time. Heel. Over a period of time. You know, if I had to, if I was worried about her breaking, I'd have just grabbed a hold of that lead, or the collar, or I'd have kept her on lead. She's slowly building up that steadiness and my confidence in it. We worked on some steadiness drills just the other day. Heel. Where we threw a bunch of dummies. She didn't pick any of them up. I sometimes forget to do that, and I'm reminded if she gets a little antsy, I'm heel. Again, you gotta remember, we just set up a retrieving scenario where we're pushing her into cover. And if she's not paying attention as we're setting this up, and she's sniffing around and she's loose all over the place, and she's not paying good attention as we go back, the chances of her forgetting the job that she's been set up to do are much greater. So we have to be conscious of that. If she's sloppy all over the place mentally, put her on a leash and set her up to have success. That's going to help you get success with these retrieves. She got a lot of zip today. So this time I'm going to come back probably 2/3 of the way and send her after that one. Again, it's only a single dummy and she's not proven to have any issues with single dummies. Trailing memories, I think I can go 1,000 yards with her. She'll probably run it just fine. It's when we get multiple birds, multiple dummies out, that we run into a little bit of a problem. So these singles we're going to stretch out. These singles we're going to stretch out a little bit longer. I'm going to reach over, just get a hold, just as a secondary insurance here. A little bit more time we'll let go here. But just reading her body language, she's pretty businesslike right now. Watch. Heel. There's a good reason to have that lead. Sit. I doubt she's jumpy on this one. In fact, I might have to encourage her to go because she felt a little bit of pressure on that. Watch. Bella. Again, I'll back up. We'll add a little distance because I don't think there's any issue with her pushing out. Especially the way she took it. Now she wanted to go. She was a little jumpy there to start out with. We corrected it. Good girl. And then as I held on to it, I saw her lean into that. As I told her to watch and gave her that cue, she leaned forward. So I went, she's got it. Send her. Good girl. Come on. And again, I add distance coming back. Good girl. Come on. Very nice. Good girl. Hold, hold. Very good. Very good. Under control. Good girl. Right here. Did. Good. Sit. 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 She's got a lot of energy today. We haven't done this for a couple days. We haven't recorded for, I think, 2 days. So she's got a good amount of energy built up. She's gonna just get back on lead here. Heel. We're gonna go back, set this up again. And this time we're setting it up with two dummies. We'll set it up as just a 180 degree double. Past the birds. Sit. Watch. Give it back. We're going to go back into that cover. Put a second dummy. I'm going to take her off lead here. And you saw how I treated it when she got a little bit antsy, a little excitable. Kind of, you could see kind of her boiling up. So I just slip a lead on, and it just kind of turns the heat back down. Heel. Good. Now she's really starting to settle in into a nice position. She's actually about right perfect where I want her. Her head about even with my knee. Vary my pace once in a while, make sure she's thinking, paying attention. Good girl. Good. Gotta remind myself at times to praise them when they do it right. Speed it up a little bit once in a while. Slow it down once in a while. She's doing a real nice job. Good. Good girl. So we're going to go right back in to where she made that last one. Heel. I'm going to pull out another dummy. Watch. Watch. Heel, heel, right here. Sit. Watch. Heel. Again, I'm real conscious of how truly focused she is. If her head's on a pivot, I can't accept that because I just know it's going to haunt me when I go back to sending her. Just like if I send her with her head on a pivot, we don't stand a chance. Not at this point. Her commitment to taking a straight line just isn't there yet. I need her to show me that she knows it. Now we'll get up here. We're going to be a lot closer to this one when we send her back to the first. Sit. So we're at least 2/3, probably more than 2/3 this direction. And I'm watching her head to see where her memory is. That's twice now she swung her head back. 3 times she swung her head back. So as I'm just reading her, I'm going, what's in her mind? What's freshest in her mind? Obviously the last one. And so I'm going to take a couple steps forward and I'm going to make sure I see her visually kind of commit to the idea of we're going to this one, not this last one. We're going to the one that hopefully she's got a memory on. Heel. Sit. Watch. I may even help her here. Ben, I'm just gonna have you stand still. Because that noise, some of that noise pivot gets her attention as well, I can tell. So I'm not gonna send her while Ben's still walking because all that distraction is sucking her back to this one behind us. Heel. Sit. Watch. Heel. Sit. Watch. Bella. Bella, go back. Not even close. And I don't know why I sent her because her head was over here. Heel. Sit. Watch. Bella. Bella. Good girl. Good girl. Very good. Good girl. Good. Good girl. That's a good dog. Right here, right here. Good. 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 Dead. Dead. Right here. Right here. Sit. Sit. Hold. Good girl. Heel. 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 Dead. Dead. Good. Now, remember, we got a second one, so we don't want to putz too much. Here. Ben, you're going to have to come to this side of me. Heel. We'll keep this one a lot shorter. Heel. Heel. Watch. Watch. Bella. Good girl. Very good. Very good. Good girl. That's it. Good. Hold, hold, hold right here. Hold. Little reminder, cut her off there. You could see she was coming in hot and hold. Hold. Very good. Dead. 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 That was nice. Short and sweet. Here. So the idea of her starting to understand that pushing into that little strip of woods gets a dummy is starting to show up there. Let's put her on a lead. As she gets a little excited, let's walk her around. We'll go set up for our ladder and then we'll be done. I may throw a few denials on the way there. We should mix some stuff up, mix that up a bit. She's antsy, I can see that. Wanting to play with little chunks of ice. Sit down. Sit down. Sit. Sit. Now that's the spot she needed to be. That's where I told her to sit. She crept 2 steps. We're just not going to allow it. Good. 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 Up and over the top, probably the most difficult for her. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Good. Heel. 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 Good, heel. Good. Heel. Heel. Good. Good. Now that's the first time we've really tested her sit as I kept walking. She did really well with it. Very good. So all these repetitions of stop, sit, stop, sit, stop, sit, stop, sit, and then incorporating the whistle to it. It's the first time we really walk, 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 blow the whistle, but don't break cadence, just keep walking. And I kind of was waiting till I felt like she had a shot at doing it. Heel. And she took to the sit real nice, even though I kept moving. Good. 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 Very good. Sit. Sit. Not a chance. We don't call off sit. I've never called her off sit. And we're not going to start now. Heel. Good. Heel. Go right back to the thing that she's done pretty well. When I stop, I'm really giving her the clue to sit. Just building the whistle in. Heel. Good. Heel. Good. Heel. And here we're back. Heel. Good. This is where standing these up in the white snow is really going to help. Again, the first one is outside of that beyond the tree lines where the trees kind of suck tight here. This one's beyond it, so she will have to run all the way through it, and now it opens up. And so, but by the time she gets here, and because I set the dummy up the way I set the dummy up, real likely she'll see it and have focus on it anyway. Watch. Heel. She's getting real good at that, understanding not to break on it. That's in combination with steady drills. Come on, come on. I want to get her to swing all the way around that way. That was real good. Sit. I put her on a little remote sit there. Another big dummy we'll put out. Make it easy. Watch. Heel. Now, one thing that we're going to do a little bit different this time is all three of these are going to be set up in the midst of this. Sit, sit, watch, heel. Where in the past we've been putting them towards the opening, the mouth of where we get into the super tight, and it really isn't, but for her it is. And it has been. And a week or two ago, it was probably 2 weeks ago now, is when she was having a hard time pushing into this. So that's why we've been setting this drill up here. So we are adding a little bit to it because this time all 3 of them are in the middle of it, where last time they were right at the edge, right in the middle towards the end. So we've just slowly moved them back, and I think today, as long as she does well with this, we'll add a little bit of distance to it, which is something I like to do, and I was doing with her, but she was struggling with it. We weren't able to add distance. We ended up cutting the distance and getting closer almost every time. Heel, sit. Watch. Bella. Didn't have to reach down and help her at all. Good girl. Good girl. Good. Here, 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 here. Right here. Come on. Right in front. That's a good dog. That's a good dog. Good girl. Dead. 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 Here. Sit. Sit. Right here. Sit. Heel. We're going to add just a little bit of distance. We're going to move. So we're going to start this idea of moving in between. Not a ton. I don't need to add 50 yards. We're going to add 5. Sit. Sit. Good. Watch. Bella. And then I'll add a little on the way back. Good girl. That's a good dog. Good girl. Keep her in front of me on this delivery. Hold, hold. Good girl. Right here, right here, right here. Come on. Good dog. Good dog. She's getting tired. Tough running in this conditions. Dead. Good dog. Ah, 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 ah. Plenty of energy today though. Sit. I want to send her right from here. I'm not even going to add any to this. I want to get the 3rd one. I want to get it successfully. She's showing pretty good focus here. Watch. Bella. Bella. Good dog. Good girl. I thought we were going to have a little bit of a hang up there, and it was because of my screwing around with the whistle in my mouth. Good girl. I didn't send her on a very good cadence there. She was ready to go. I wasn't. Good girl. That's it. But the second time that I sent her in with a little more tone, a little more enthusiasm, that pushed her through. Good. Hold, hold, hold. Very good. And because she went well, dead, dead, good girl. I'm going to give it right back because she doesn't jump up for it. Good girl. Good girl. Dead, dead. Sit. I'll give it right back to her. Hold, hold. Good, good. Dead, dead. We're going to start to polish that up even a little bit more. Good. But because she hung up, because I gave her a little bit more tone to send, and she went, even after I was a little choppy with my sequence, I wasn't real smooth with sending her, probably missed the timing of when I really wanted to. If I could have done it a little smoother, I would have. Nothing I could do about it. She hung up, and then I sent her again, and she went. And I don't think she went because she necessarily saw the dummy. In fact, I don't think she did. But I think she went because she is getting this idea, starting to absorb the idea of, he lined me up, he told me to watch, he sent me on my name, I got to run. And I think she did it because of that. And I think as soon as she did it, she looked up and went, oh yeah, there's still one there. And she ran out. So I think it was very important that it was visual. If I hadn't set it up where she could see it, I think she'd have started out, but I think she'd have faded before she got in to truly committing to run. So is she there yet 100%? No. Is she getting there? Yes. I think that's a sign that yes, she's making progress with the understanding of this idea of line out, line out, line out when he sends me. Good. And when he sends me back to the same spot, because that's really what created this issue, was she was struggling to go back to the same spot more than once. So now we've done a lot of cadences of 3s in this spot. And we've changed, today we changed the location. We went one further out, the second further out, and the first one further out. The first and second one used to be where the second and third one were. So we're continually pushing her through. And today we added distance, a pretty good chunk of distance. And then we moved in between. So that we did add 3 or 4 things kind of new to this one. We added a few things new to that one with the amount of distance we put in, how quickly we did the double. This one we built in some steadiness in between, we built in sit to the whistle in between. So we did add some stuff today, and she was able to get through it successfully. Not only get through it, but I think get through it real positive, which is a sign to me of things are starting to click. Good. We're gonna keep going with it, and then I'll find more chinks in her armor and we'll fix those too. Sometimes our focus in our path as far as our training plan is driven by some of the shortfalls of me that I find by accelerating things probably a little too much. And that's okay. I think when you accelerate things a little bit too much, that's when you find out what you need to work on. And if you're just a wimp about it and you don't ever challenge them, well, you get really good at simple stuff. And then as soon as real world comes in and things are a little bit different than how you practiced them, they fail miserably because they're just not exposed to enough. So that's where we're at with her. But nice little session. Good girl. Heel.
Drive home, and I'm damned if I do, and I'm damned